This is the next question. Could you recommend a style of training to practice while in Okinawa, Japan? I've never been to Japan, but in my opinion, I think globally, true martial arts, is something that's very difficult to find. No matter if you're in Japan, America, or China, it's going to be very difficult to find. Even here in Chicago, even if you go to Chinatown in Chicago, because Chinatown's a big, it's well known in Chicago. There's a lot, it's a big community. There's not even a martial arts school in Chinatown, but there are hundreds of restaurants, and there's a good amount of gift shops. But there are no martial arts schools. There's a martial arts supply store. But that just goes to show you like how martial arts is not for business. Martial arts, it's not easy to find, and it's not profitable for business. Real martial arts, that is. The fake stuff can be profitable for business. So meaning you just load up a big room full of kids and just throw on belts on them and gis and just charge them all like $100 a month. You can make money from doing that. It's just like a daycare center with belts and gis. It's a daycare center. And then even combat sport gyms, they're not that easy to find either, and it's gonna be hard to make money off a combat sport as well. Of course it's competitive just like anything else, but to find an actual martial arts school, it's extremely difficult. I think it's almost like trying to find a breakdancing school. I don't even think you ever find one out there. I've never even seen one. There might be breakdancing clubs, but a breakdancing school that's like well established and has a lot of customers and they're making good money, I don't really see that. So it's not easy to find. And as far as being in Japan, in my opinion, I feel the Japanese, they've corrupted the Chinese expression of the martial arts severely. I think in China, their ways of expression of the martial arts and of their display of talent is very peaceful. For the most part, I mean, if you look at these videos that I've labeled Beyond Bruce Lee, you see these performances of these people in China on stage. What they do is absolutely amazing, and none of it is focused around hurting other people. It's all about like demonstrating their talents and abilities in unison as a team, in cooperation. And there's an immense amount of beauty to that. But Japan, a lot of their ways are very corrupted. A lot of it is just too much yang, too much hardness, too much ego and pride and competition. You got to realize that Japan, they're not really necessarily a peaceful country. As far as what my view on it from history and what I know, I mean, there's what happened with the World War, I think it was World War II or whatever the case may be, with the whole Pearl Harbor, and then the whole thing with Japan and what happened in the rape of Nanking and what they did to the Chinese. And America ended up bombing, doing the atom bombs, 2 atom bombs to Japan. Japan's also known for the kamikaze, just strapping bombs and just exploding things. And the karate expression is very hard, and even Bruce Lee criticized the karate for how hard they are, and they're not fluid. It's very hard and strict and stiff, a lot of the karate expression. You know, it's very yang. You know, and you even see the samurai. I mean, like they keep like, you know, when there's dishonor, they'll chop off the heads, or they'll commit suicide. You know, through stabbing their stomach or whatever the case, or there's a samurai that's in dishonor, they'll cut off his head. I mean, it's just like crazy, like ruthless, very yang expressions in Japan. Now, not all of it is bad, but I think a lot of it is severely corrupted, as far as the martial art expression is concerned. But what I know about Aikido and the books that I've read about Aikido and about the founder of Aikido, is supposed to mean the way of peace. But even that expression, you see how they express it, they make it, nowadays, the people, the way they express it, it looks very, very fake, very like dramatized and false, to the point where it's like, okay, are you really practicing martial arts, or are you just practicing a religion that's, you know, I think Aikido to me is almost like what people might view as like Tai Chi. You know, for China, they'll be like, oh, Tai Chi's for old people, and they move very slowly. That's kind of what I think about Aikido as well. It's kind of like they've gone to the other spectrum of like, you know, so much non-violence that it's not even martial anymore. It's just more like a bunch of people that like philosophy that gather around wearing, you know, this type of clothing that looks like skirts or whatever, and then they call it a martial art. I mean, it's just basically, so much of the stuff out there is so corrupted that I can't even give any recommendations. But as far as the expressions of the martial arts that come from Japan, I do not like any of them really. As far as ninjutsu is concerned, that's like ninja assassins, and that's clearly not, that's in my eyes, and that's clearly not something that's good. You know, you're just teaching people to just be like ruthless killers and assassins. No, the samurai, I think, is extremely like limited in their expression, where they're just bound by their lord. You know, like whatever the lord tells them to do, that's what they do. They have no minds of their own. It's not even a martial art. It's just straight, it's like military. So that's not the way. Jiu-jitsu is severely corrupted, and it's just like brutal ways of just hurting people, and it's been severely corrupted even to a further extent with what they call the BJJ. You know, Judo is supposed to be like a softer version of Jiu-jitsu that's supposed to be more in accordance to the way of real martial arts, but it's limited, severely limited. I mean, all they do is just grab each other and throw each other. Hold on. Grab each other and throw at each other wearing gis. I mean, really, I don't, when I think about it, I don't really support any of these Japanese styles. You know, I mean, Judo and Aikido, they're supposed to be representing more of the martial arts. But everything else that I see, karate, jiu-jitsu, ninjutsu, the samurai expression, all of it is corrupted, you know. So I can't really vouch for Japan and their expression in the martial arts. I just can't. That's just my opinion about it. But you see, even Bruce Lee's movies, a lot of those movies that he made were pretty much against the Japanese, and he would be very upset when people called his expression of martial arts karate. And you know, even the Yip Man movies with Donnie Yen, they were set up showing that it's against the Japanese. And then the Japanese even bombed Pearl Harbor. You know, they even messed with America. So I'm just saying, like, this information that I'm receiving from the media is not positive information as far as the expression of real martial arts coming out of Japan. I don't see the real expression coming out of Japan. Maybe individuals may understand it and create their own expression, but as far as like as a whole, the Japanese country does not understand the martial arts. Just like America does not understand martial arts. You know, and Brazil obviously does not understand martial arts, and neither does Thailand. They don't understand martial arts. But China, where it started, there's a lot of expressions in China that are very balanced. But you don't really find that in Japan. You know, so basically I don't recommend anything out of Japan as far as martial arts is concerned.